Hi Resonators, welcome to Tammyosity. This is Tammy. You've probably heard me say before in different videos that we have a wedding venue, and I have these wood slabs that brides have used for centerpieces, a few of them left over from some weddings. So I wanted to get creative. I used a router to route out the center of it. First time ever using a router. I think it turned out pretty good. I like the rusticness of it. I didn't want a perfect circle. And this is our jumping off point. Also, brides like to use these keys as party favors. So I have a bunch of these keys left over from weddings too. So I like to incorporate these in my resin work. And I have a jar of just some random things, random pieces of jewelry and whatever. So I'm just pulling out some of the gold colored, what do you call those things? The clock gear thingies, the gears. They're cogs, the gears and cogs. That's it. So I'm just pulling out some of these gears and cogs to go in this piece, and because I like that with the key, they just kind of fit together really nicely. So I'm trying to get all those out. And I'll put all this back in the jar. And we need a butterfly. And every time I have leftover resin, I make these little things in here. So got some butterflies and some locks to go with those keys. Let's pull out some butterflies and decide which one will look best for this project. This yellow one, that'll work. And I got little dust particles and stuff on my mat, so I want to get that off of there with a lint roller. These are rocks that came from Montana. There's a lake in Montana. Oh man, McDonald Lake. And the lake has all these pretty rocks, and in the gift shop then you can buy these rocks. So I wanted to pick out some for this project. And I have these little pieces here, some botanicals. They're not stickers, they're just on vellum paper. This is from the dollar store. So I picked out the bike and the live for today sentiment. And I have this little piece of gold fence. I wanted to use it. You'll see I play around with some placement. I end up not using that little gold fence. And I have some yellow dried roses you can see there in the corner. I have those thinking I was going to use them, but I ended up not using them either. So we're just going to go through this, and I got to figure out my placement for everything. So you may not find this fun to watch. I had to cut it way down. I don't know how much time, I can't remember. I must have spent an hour trying to figure out the right placement for everything. So I just cut it way down so you won't get too bored. But that's what you'll see me doing here now, is just finding the placement, perfect placement for everything before I decide to start pouring the resin. The spike is a sticker, so the black background that you're seeing, it won't be there when I go to create the final project. So I just wanted to cut that away so I can see the placement of the little flowers behind it and how they'll fit when they're behind the bicycle. But eventually I'm going to be putting that bicycle, excuse me, the bicycle and the live for today sentiment on clear vellum so that I can put that into the project. I had originally picked out 3 of those pretty colored rocks from Montana. I didn't like using the 3 of them. I thought I'll just use one, and you'll see in the video how I kept taking them out, trying to decide which one do I like best. And in the end, I ended up going with this pink one. Not the final placement yet. You'll see in the video. I'll change it around, but I chose the pink one because I like the way it pulled the color from the other pink flowers that I'm going to be using. These pink flowers right here. They go nicely together. This little bundle of dried flowers is very pretty, but it's a little too thick for the project. It sticks up over the level edge, so it'll stick up out of the resin, and I certainly don't want that. So I'm going to just cut a few pieces out so I can have so I can make it fit in the depth of the wood slab. Like I said, finding perfect placement is very time consuming and tedious. So if this is something you are not interested in watching, it won't hurt my feelings if you want to fast forward. So using power tools is not my jam. I can't stand power tools. I think the only power tool I really like is the sander. Everything else just kind of freaks me out. I'm always afraid I'm going to take a finger off or something. So using the router for the first time on this plank here, it was fun. Actually, I enjoyed it. I couldn't make a perfect circle, which was fine because I thought this more rustic outline was better for the project anyway. But I'm going to definitely use the router again in the future. Aesthetically, working in odd numbers is more pleasing to the eye than working in even numbers. So those tiny little jewel pieces, those little cogs there, I have 5 of them, but it looked just kind of like a big clump. So I ended up taking out 2. So I'm working, in the end, I have just 3 instead of 5. This is the resin I'll be using. This is from the epoxy resin store. Finally, it's time to start pouring. So before I started to pour, I did put some clear packing tape on those cracks that go all the way through. They're on both sides. You can see they go all the way through. I don't want the resin to seep through underneath and lose all my resin. So I taped that off to protect that from happening. As you can see, things changed just slightly from my original, but not much. It's basically all the same. So now I'm coming in with the final coat of resin, which actually it took a lot more than I thought it would to fill it up completely. So you can see where the final layer of resin seeped up a little bit up to the tape on the left-hand side there. So I am going to sand that off and sand the back of it where the resin sort of seeped through a little bit. But other than that, I think it turned out really cute. This could be used as table decor, or you could hang it up on the wall or stand it up in a stand for decoration. I just think it's really cute. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I can't wait to show you my next project.